Well, hello everyone. I'm J. Lenora Bressler, and welcome to the Saturday, April 18, 2020 edition of the Bible Delight in the Details. We are now in our third session talking about one of Jesus's post-resurrection appearances to disciples. This one explained in John chapter 21. And we are going to do a review of all of these, plus a lot more tomorrow on the 9:30 Sunday school lesson. But today I just want to talk about something very briefly with you. In John 21, you remember that the disciples, 7 of them, led by Peter, had gone out in the night to fish. And they did it the traditional way that they were used to, that had been done for many, many years. And they did not get anything. And so then Jesus calls out to them. They don't even realize it's Jesus at first. And he tells them to go back out and put their nets on the other side of the boat. And it says that they got such a haul that it was a miracle that the net didn't even break. We're told in John chapter 21 something very interesting, and that is that there were 153 fish. Now, throughout all the hundreds and hundreds of years since that story occurred and was reported, theologians have been trying to figure out, is there a significance to the number 153? Now, I've talked to you many times on this program that when there are details, and there usually are details in biblical stories, you are to ask yourself, what could be the potential significance of this? And so we are right to say, 153 fish, what could that mean? Well, if you're kind of shaking your head and scratching your head and trying to figure that out, you're in very good company, because many of the early church fathers tried to figure that out, and they came up with wildly different views on it. Some said, look, there isn't much here other than, maybe there is and we just don't know it, but that was just the fact that it was a lot of fish, and that's all it meant. Jerome believed that, St. Jerome believed that it was indicative of all of the fish, all of the species of fish that existed. Apparently at that time it was believed there was 153 different species of fish. And so this story is usually believed to represent Jesus's fulfillment, or beginning to fulfill his promise to the disciples made way back in Matthew 4:19. Follow me and I will make you fishers of men. And so we're to see this as the disciples are changing their style of winning people from the traditional way that had been done up until that point, primarily through the Jewish people and primarily through the Jewish festivals and the sacrifices and all. And now it was going to be done a different way, primarily. And so the 153, it kind of fit in nicely, the idea that this represents from every tribe, every nation, from every species of fish, the harvest of believers will come. St. Augustine and others tried to see all kind of things. They would multiply the number of days of the week being completeness with the 10 Commandments, and multiply it by 3 of the Trinity, and they all kind of things. I think one of the most interesting things that I saw had to do with, apparently at that time in Greek thinking, in math, there Archimedes was very much lifted up as the pinnacle of wisdom and understanding in the Greek world at that time. And apparently the number 153 has to do with the perfect proportions of both a circle, and also when you take the top of a circle and the bottom and you cross them and it looks like a fish. That's where the ichthus, one of the original signs for Christianity, came from. It has to do with the angles of that, and that's why there's something about 153 which has become known as the symbol of the fish, or the calculation of the fish. It wasn't originally associated with Christians. It was a Greek, I want to say Pythagorean, but it's Archimedean idea. And so one early church father posited that he thought that it was showing Gentile believers that whether you came to God from an old way or through the new way, that the Greek wisdom, worldly wisdom, was not necessarily incompatible with religious thought, and therefore the catch could hold everything. It's fascinating, but the bottom line is we can't put our finger on it. And so this is one of those things where you see a detail and you say, kind of like Montel Williams. Remember his old show? And he would go, things that make you go, It is a detail that you should look at, like you'd look at all details. But ultimately, if you can't figure it out, that's okay. Maybe we will come across something in our research later and we'll go, aha, now we understand. But maybe it has, it means something to God and not to us at the moment. The bottom line, though, is it was a mess of fish. And it was so many fish that it was obviously a supernatural kind of thing that the Lord not only was providing, but was providing the ability to deal with that many fish. And it is absolutely Him preparing them through this period of the 40 days He remained with them to understand exactly what He meant when He said they were going to become fishers of men. Believe you me, they got, I'm sure, the ultimate meaning of all those fish being gotten by them that day, that had to do with the harvest that they were going to be involved in bringing into the kingdom of God. They were indeed going to become very, very successful fishers of men. Join me tomorrow at 9:30 for our Sunday school lesson, where we're going to dig into this John 21 story. We're going to do a quick review of what we've covered and also talk in depth about exactly how Jesus brought Peter back and allowed him to have a take two of things where he had made mistakes. Great thing is, you and I have take 2, take 3, take 4 with the Lord. Let us not ever take that for granted, but let us be grateful for His mercies that are new every morning. I'm J. Lenora Bressler. Visit me tomorrow at 9:30 on our Sunday school lesson version of the Bible, Delight in the Details. Have a great day.